Hold up. It's happened. For the first time in Season 9, in a tournament, they've been picked. The Ottomans. I didn't expect it. I'm a little bit shocked it actually got picked, let alone drafted, but we're getting it. 1-0, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Midweek Muster. Game number 1, Voldemort able to cruise and bruise with the HRE. Is he going to be able to do the same here? Ottomans missing to the degree that I feel like I need to post a picture of them on the side of a milk carton. This Civ never gets picked. The cavalry archers, I mean, we thought they were going to be broken and no one wants to build them. So I'm wondering, like, what is the goal here? What is Voldemar's target? Because we are on Skarsgård, a map that would have been phenomenal for his signature Chinese pick. Mahodo, on the other hand, in the blue, has done what we would expect. Rus has been pulled out on a map that is perfect for pro scouts. And a nice hunting cabin to boot. It's going to be like 16 gold. Probably could have embedded it between the two to get the perfect, but that would have been a further walk and the deer weren't that close. So, reminded people in Skarsgård, in case it hasn't drilled into you yet, because we had a whole week of it as a default map, there is no fish. In fact, I still remember the way that Midweek Muster number 3 began. That poor guy. The very first game we cast, he sent a villager out to the shoreline, pointlessly. Funnily enough, if he turned that into a dock, he was playing French in that game, he could have traded. Yeah, their value comes later in the game, so don't worry about any fishing shenanigan openings from either Rus or Ottomans. You want a China game? Is that too much to ask? I feel like we get a lot of China games. I don't know if we really need more China games. I mean, I'm always for another opportunity for me to moan about why China needs to be nerfed, but I feel like we do a decent job on that front already. 20-minute interest is going to be coming in. First, the Golden Gate. Golden Gate just really is the meta now, guys. How do you guys feel about this change, by the way, with Golden Gate just being fully back in? You know, are you happy about this? Do you kind of wish it was more 50-50 at least? Because I think Kremlin fell off the side of a cliff. It just very rarely feels viable outside of maybe something like Haywire, where you can drop a very aggressive placement on landmark. Cav Archer and Pup was good. The problem with Cav Archers is they just come in a bit too slow for your economy. I think the problem with Cav Archers is probably that they're locked behind too many techs to be good in conjunction with their cost, right? It's the type of thing that if you're not scaling it straight away, I think you'll struggle to get value in a closely matched skill-based matchup. Nice deer shove in the meantime by Mahodo. So getting a lot of safe food underneath here. In fact, this is cool. He could completely forgo pro scouts if he just uses his initial scouts to shove in these deer all around him. I mean, realistically, Voldemar, like, he's not contesting. Voldemar, weirdly enough, is scouting everything, but why? Is this habit? I mean, Voldemar knows that there's only 5 sheep each player, right? Remember, on this map, a total of 10 sheep spawn, 5 under each TC. So there's nothing for the scout to do in terms of sheep gathering. Is this fast castle? I'm wondering if he's just trying to scout the relics. But this is a very inclusive scouting rotation. He might be suspecting Mahodo of going 2 TC, and he wants to see what the good option is. But so far, it doesn't look like Mahodo is thinking of going 2 TC. We do, however, have pro scouts coming, so regardless of the good shove-in, he wants additional food. Interesting. I mean, in fairness, Ottomans can be threatening with their raids. Remember, this is a civ that can build into Sipahi. Sipahi are ridiculously good at raiding. I think every unique type of horseman is actually quite good at raiding. It's just the default horsemen that kind of suck. Cav Archers versus Horse Archers. Cav Archers win that, right? I think Cav Archers win that. Because you, like, if you think about it, the wind-up sucks on both of them, right? So you just, like, double tap between. Then again, you're going to be talking about what should be a better economy for the Rus at that stage of the game. So yeah, I feel like based on raw economics, Rus would win a Cav Archer versus Horse Archer game. Instead, we're going to get 2 TC out of Voldy. So, you know what? Maybe he can afford to do that down the line. I like this. This isn't a bad idea. Like, what do you really get out of rushing fast castle here? Your biggest advantages come defensively, right? Like, you're not going to be able to attack because your opponent's going pro scouts anyway. So, really, what Voldemar is doing is he's kind of punishing Mahodo for the expected choice of pro scouts on this map. He's going to want to shove in some deer to make it worthwhile. And, of course, we know he can get his hands on the Anatolian hills to give himself a healthy 2,400 food to work with safely underneath his TC. Question now is, what does Mahodo want to do about this? Because there's two thoughts here, right? You can either go for a fast castle build, or you can look to pressure fast. You're going to have to be very aggressive on the timing to pressure. And the downside of pressuring Ottomans and a long feudal is if you don't think you can break them straight away, all you're doing is feeding the beast. Because over time, as they produce more and more units, they're going to get those valuable vizier points that will give them an edge. So from that perspective, when you consider the variables, fast castle just makes a lot more sense. Voldemar trying to get the boar involved. Oh, it got confused though. It didn't know which one it wanted to hit. Because the distance changed, right? So yeah, Mahodo didn't panic at all. Just gets it home. I mean, one scout is not going to contest you here. This is just a fake out by Voldemar. Alright, one's if you think Voldemar's going to win this. Two's if you think Mahodo is. I feel like 2TC is better than Fast Castle Relic. Because players seem to be really slow on moving out for the Island Relics when they do these builds. And Rus are already more pricey to get into relics because their warrior monks are expensive. I mean, we'll get a really good high trade house though, guys. Like that is going to be dirty. Actually, not insanely dirty, but probably I'd say about 160, 170 gold. Sounds reasonable. Or he goes deep there. That actually might be the chef's kiss spot. In terms of relics, you want to get your initial units out, so you're a little bit slow on getting the monastery, and then the monastery only gets you 2 relics, because then you have to pull a villager to build a dock. You haven't got wheelbarrow. It feels weird with these fast castle rushes on this map. And wait. I think he knows. Okay, no, he's going to settle for it. That's actually a little bit deeper than I was expecting. Get your numbers in, folks. How much gold are we getting from this high trade house? Voldemar, meanwhile, not too far behind himself here. This tech up's going to be a little bit later. The question mark is, are we going to see that which shall not be named? Is it time for the Istanbul Imperial Palace? I think so. Guys, I think this is sleeper pick, and people should not be building this. Mehmed Imperial Armory is overrated. There, I said it. Mangoes just don't have the same impact anymore. And I think people have been sleeping on the Vizier point increase, right? Remember, this other landmark gives you double experience and 3 extra points to work with. I just don't think it's been explored enough. I think there is some volatility, but potency behind it. That being said, we're probably going to get an armory build, aren't we? Come on. Do it different for the community. Voldemar. Final drop-off. Moment of truth. Slot that bad boy in there. Oh. He's doing it! The kid is looking to become the teen. He's trying to grow up here and prove that he's got big teeth to bite down with. Istanbul Imperial Palace is on the way. I'm telling you, folks, like this is going to be a move that starts to overwhelm in the scene. If we see Ottomans, that is. The Imperial Palace feels a lot better right now because the value of siege now really only lies in Imperial Age for the Great Bombards. And it is a fantastic value, do not get me wrong, but it is a very deep point in the game to be looking to truly leverage a landmark. Spirals aren't good enough right now. The Mangandales got heavily nerfed. They're not going to protect you, especially against the Night Civ. So I actually really like this play. This also gives them a call out. If things go really badly, Voldemar should be able to afford that immediate pull of points into the immediate spawn of Janissaries, which will be a perfect counter to Knights diving your base. So it looks like, folks, we got a 190 gold high trade house. Nobody got the right number. I thought you guys told me you were mathematicians, or is it mathematicians? I was getting mixed up. So CA in. Moss drop coming as well, so he's going to race for this. But credit to him, Mahodo. He's on his way for the relics as well, and he also has a second TC coming in. And with the knight already there, I don't think Voldemar's going to be able to pick up that relic. This is a little bit greedy on the opening. I would show you what he's going to do with the video points, but sadly Capture Age doesn't allow that. Knight is going to dive in though, so we'll force a little bit out of time. That is only an early knight though. Mahodo, did he forget about the veterancy? No, he just queued it up behind a second knight here. Yes, this guy's going to feel a little bit underwhelming. If he had the veterancy, he'd be able to 2-hit villages with the charge. But without it, he cannot. And Voldemar loved this. Okay, this makes more sense now. He's going for the dock drop. You would if you paid me? I'm sorry, you think I have how much money, Cal? Aren't you the one that lives in Norway where you just have infinite wipe your ass with cash money? Starting to think I didn't charge you enough. Crossbows come from Mahodo as well. Janissaries have been queued up. I think Mahodo actually was right to try and get into some range units here. Is he just thinking horse archers? You can't be thinking horse archers against Janissary, right? That's kind of crazy. Remember the way these units work. They receive bonus damage only from archers. So, there we go. He's making the right call. Veteran Siva Archers is being queued up. Remember, they changed Janissaries. They no longer take bonus damage from range. It's only specifically from archers. So, crossbow massing doesn't work against them anymore the way it used to. Horse archers wouldn't work either. We do, however, have imams on the way out for the island relics here. Remember, he doesn't see these yet. You live at home with your parents? Sounds like your parents are rich. They must be. The amount of psychiatry? The amount of visits to the psychologist they must need to unstress about you each week. Whew. Okay, that was mean. I'm sorry. Cow only... No. You got that wrong. Cow doesn't accept fresh milk as currency. I should just pay him in grass. Just like cram grass in his mouth. It's on brand. So Voldemort, first relic coming home. Second one being grabbed in the meantime from Hodo. And he is going for the water play himself now as well. Dive is going to be coming in, but Knight's not able to find that immediate breach to do real damage. Only a little bit of chip damage so far. 2 worker kills, but still a 13 villager lead for Voldemar. Now, hear me out, guys. Pax Ottomana, was it? No, we're not going to see it. That tech is so memeful, I think it needs to be refought. That's the one that I believe it's for 5 minutes. It gives you 50% more production speed or 100% more production speed on your TCs. Which sounds crazy until you remember, like, a TC in 5 minutes produces 15 villages, right? Pax Ottomana, that's the name. Thank you very much. It's... Yeah, I mean, that tech... When you read it, it sounds OP, and then when you think about it for, like, more than 5 seconds, it isn't OP. It's a lot of Imperial point generation coming in, though. I'm kind of curious where he's going to go with this. I mean, when you have 3 extra points, you could even consider going for things like the attack speed that usually just gets overlooked these days with the fast castle builds. So he's still scouting for relics. No. So once he goes around this island, it should be alarm bells, and you should see it on the return. Wait, no. Okay, Voldemar, I'm pretty sure it's impossible for the relics to spawn that wide. Oh my god, he thinks it was on the close island. Which, by the way, if he checked his starting island, he'd know it's not. Because they're close to mirror, right? It's like, if you check your initial islands and you see there isn't, you can save time going for these. Kind of feels like you would have benefited from a second transport ship here. Come on, we're almost there. It's such a funny minigame, actually. I kind of love this. There we go. He sees it. Right? Right? Oh, no. He saw it late. He's still going to get it, though. Mahodo. Oh, buddy. No, not the stealth forest. Oh, this is fantastic. You can't tell me this isn't entertaining. You know, like, if there was a minigame we wanted to see the Roos involved in, we got sick of the bounty minigame. This is the minigame that we wanted. It's another one pocketed for Voldemar. The interesting part is he does have a second imam. He just never brought a second transport ship. And it means that Mahodo is going to be able to find the other. So a 3-2 split in favor of Mahodo here. Wall's also going up. Oh no. I've seen the way this guy plays Roos on Scarguard. Just checking. Does anyone in chat have someone they need to be? You might want to tell them you're going to be late. Because Mahodo, as we learned last week against Lash, likes the late game. He likes it a lot. And with this extra passive gold, you can guarantee he ain't in a rush. Well, he's got like 190 here. He's getting 21 here. This one's, what, probably going to be about 24 gold. And there's plenty of other tree lines you can spam around. In fact, we've got a jackpot in there. So that's going to be 36 gold. Ooh, lordy. Meanwhile, Voldemort now looking to shove up. Nice interception. Voldemort, he's trying to save us from that toxic Imperial Age. Voldemort, did he actually get it? Oh my god, he got it. We have Pax Ottomana. No freaking way! I mean, we said, what did we say it was going to be? 15 extra villagers on 1 TC, so it's 30 on 2. I think this is an Istanbul Imperial Palace specific build. I don't think you do this without the Imperial Palace, because the timing wouldn't align. You wouldn't get enough points. But with the double XP generation and the courtesy of 3 additional points, it does make sense. That's cool. Look at how quickly he's flooding a lead. This is crazy. 89 to 67. Military count is neck and neck, but it's not going to remain that way for long. Flash comes in. Springle's also arriving. An interesting choice here by Voldemar. 4 of them built. Mango's coming out on the other side. Does hit for the Janissaries at the back of this formation. Springles are going to start penetrating through their targets. It's not about this wave, folks. It's about the next one. Mahodo should be able to hold from here, but it doesn't look pretty. Taking a heavy hit to do so. Mainly a backline left over. That's where the Springles will be less impactful. Remember, they get bonus damage versus melee infantry only. Voldemar, considering he was shoving into Mahodo's base, that was actually a surprisingly good exchange. Doesn't need to be quick on the retreat, though. Space for the Sacred Sites, but also we're seeing Mahodo play for 1 to deny it. Pax Ottomana's almost up. Yep, it just expired. So look at the lead. I mean, he had, what was it, about a 10 villager lead. You see what I mean, though, where Pax Ottomana feels a little bit weird. I think he was like 12 villagers ahead before Pax Ottomana was unleashed. And when you think about that difference of being 12 ahead already, that makes this look a bit underwhelming. Right? Because if you're already 12 eco ahead, that means you've only gained like, what, 15 villager lead? 18. I think, actually, was he maybe having gaps in the TC? Because that's another thing. Like, there's the muscle memory and it doesn't line up. Hello, Crackety. Hello, darling. Thank you very much for the raid. Hopefully you had a good stream. You just entered the first competitive Pax Ottomana game ever in Age of Empires 4. So, yeah, just to recap, Pax Ottomana, what it does is it increases your TC production rate from 20 seconds down to 13 seconds for 5 minutes. So you get 7 seconds off. It's like a better version of Song Dynasty, but it's only 5 minutes. And yeah, sorry, I think I said 50%. I think it does say 50%, but the way it does calculations is weird, right? It's like 50% is 13 seconds. But yeah, so you save 7 seconds of production. Someone can do the raw maths on that. You get a reasonable amount extra, but it's not crazy. And yes, correction, Shuckle, because it's 2 TC versus the 20 seconds, so it's like a stopgap difference of 14 seconds to push extra villagers between the two, right? It's weird, though. I don't know if I think Pax Ottomana is worth it still. I'm not convinced. And Mahodo, my god, the size of this man's army all of a sudden. Janissary is being massed up, but there's already archers from Mahodo to counter this. No frontline as well. I think Voldemar's a little bit lacking there. Farm transition is underway, though. Once this is complete, he is going to be sitting cozy. 29 farms up so far. Meanwhile, on the other side, only 3. However, Mahodo has the pro scouts to pump him. And I'm wondering, was there something else Voldemar could have gotten with these extra 3 points now? I mean, in fairness, he wouldn't have this eco lead. He wouldn't have this farm transition. Maybe it's a necessity because he didn't play pro scouts. Things are calming down, though. I'm starting to wonder, like, are we just going to trek into Imperial here? Voldemar is flowing quite a lot of resources. It is going to get recommitted. Mahodo, however, Mahodo is sitting on 2,000 excess gold. And we've also got a 4 keep drop from both players. Yeah, more ambitious from Voldemar, though. Only 2 villagers building this up. And his army isn't in position. Wait, he can get dove here, guys. He could get denied. Because if this keep goes up as quick as it should, and then he sees the enemy one, he dives in. It's just 2 villagers. This is greedy. How many deers do you have on his TC? Good luck guessing. It's looking like, what? 3 there? 4, maybe? 5? It's a bit hard to tell. I give up trying to play the guess the deer game. What the f... What's this Springle count? No. Like this... I think Mangoes wins this. I mean, he has got Mango of his own as well, right? And in fairness, oh my god, he's walking into the choke point. Wait, is he legit trying to snipe the Mangoes with Springles? Backstab comes in as well. Look at this, Mahodo, he denies the keep. I'm starting to think the experimentation is failing. Pax Ottomana, I don't know if we blame that, but I'm not feeling the mass sprinkled strategy here. Trebuchet's now coming out, a much better siege weapon in Season 9. I don't understand what Voldemort thought was going to happen there. Technically, Mango can kill Springle, but not the other side. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I don't get it either. Springle's got that 1 damage buff, right? I mean, they're broken now. I just don't understand how this couldn't have worked. Do you reckon we can make Springles faster now, considering they suck? Oh my god! He chose the Great Bombard point! I can confirm it's not Mahodo hacking, it's clearly Voldemar. That is an Age 4 siege weapon. And now we see where the Imperial Palace points went. He even got the Siege Crews, right? So machine gunning it. That's the problem, guys. He needed to get the Siege Crews for all the Springles. That's why they suck. We figured it out. So here's the problem with getting this Great Bombard, though. It feels amazing until you realize you're no longer playing a macro RTS. You're playing a survival RTS, right? Like, to put it in a They Are Billions analogy, this is the equivalent of letting a zombie slap just one of your houses, right? You don't want it to happen. Really, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but it feels that big of a deal because you now have sunken cost fallacy. You invested valuable Vizier points, which are limited, to get a limited time offer. 1 Great Bombard. A bit of a Horseman Raid attempt here, Mahodo. Just trying to stop these walls going up. And it's a fair point, actually, for Crackney. We still don't have a meta 23 minutes into the game. I'm not sure this is the new Ottoman meta. Puns intended. Is it me or is Voldemar just dead? Mango's moving in. They get the shots out first. Not quite able to clean up. And hold on a sec. Maybe an overextension here. Mahodo. Where's the second line? Horsemen are now coming, but the men-at-arms are able to break through. Janissaries are going to be able to chase this away. Another flurry of shots comes out. Mahodo able to take out some of the Janissaries. Yeah, the problem here for Mahodo is that he's building in a Horseman when he needs to be building in Men-at-Arms. Men-at-Arms is the solution here. Remember, Janissaries see Horsemen, they say, me likey, me kill. They see Men-at-Arms, they tend to feel a bit sad. Oh my god. Voldemar now able to lash back here. Keep gets dropped. Walls are at least up, so it's not going to be a quick death for Mahodo. However, Voldemar has to be contemplating Imperial now. He's up to 127 eco. He's pretty much where he needs to be. What is the win condition for Mahodo in Imperial? I feel like he could play to that, right? High armory discounts, gold as well. Like, you should have more gold. Then again, we don't quite know all the Vizier point commitments. In theory, Voldemar could still get the trade bags. I don't know if he's spent enough yet. I.e. if he spent all his points. Because if you get trade bags, and let's say you get access to this, it's not bad on the returns, right? And I believe trade bags also works with the trade ships. What happened here? Like, what? Voldemar? It's like, nah, trade sucks. Probably, oh my god, it is the... Oh my god, this map is incredible for the Wolves alone. The amount of pivotal moments that Wolves have been involved in. Incredible. Oh, Istanbul Observatory almost complete now. Mahodo, meanwhile, reinvested into another push. I don't know how he breaks in quickly here, though. The keep drop on the south side is going to make it problematic. The north side has a full Takeshi's Castle set of walls going on. It's like running through the maze. And Mahodo, he may have had gaps in village production, but Pax Ottomana, baby. I think he was actually maybe... Was he popped on military at one point, maybe? Something seems to have happened here for sure. Isn't Ottoman very weak? Oh, you fool. Actually, yeah, they are. Dock still hasn't been complete. We haven't started trading yet. We do have the elite techs starting to get queued up. Veterancy first. He's going mass horseman. Horseman raid coming in from Mahodo. Select all army. Voldemort, select all army. All right. Some villagers are going to get culled here. A bit of an ambitious backstab. Wait, what? The siege? What are the Janissaries doing? Mahodo gets the freest easy dive ever. Mango's Trebs going down. Doesn't care about Springles. Those are lame. He just wants the real threat removed. One Mango survives there, but a drop of the ball from Voldemar. Mahodo taking advantage of that now. Spasskaya Tower is on the way. And this Mango comp is getting a little bit toxic. Janissaries needed more time. Upgrades are now coming in. Had they been there before, that would have been a much better looking fight. But Voldemar, Cardinal Sin, tries to push without any elite techs behind him. Learns the hard way why you don't. Big no bueno. The Horsemen are finally going to get mopped up, but Voldemar lost, like, what, 10 farmers there? Maybe more. 14 farms idle on the backside here. Mass Sipahi, of course, the logical call for Ottomans in the late game. Sipahi can beat the Rus Horsemen. Last one is going to be chased down soon. I'm not sure who's going to win this. I feel like Voldemar in ways has clearly played better in the early mid game, but it's like the comp that's questionable. Maybe it's just Ottomans that's questionable. And now they're in Imperial. I mean, theoretically, great bombards, right? Not easily answered. Did he lose that great bombard in the end, by the way? He did, didn't he? Yeah. I mean, it's weird that he's not even trying to re-engage with the idea of great bombards, right? I guess theoretically just building Sipahi Janissary should be good, but the Sipahi are going to struggle to reach the archers. Archers can easily outrange the Jannies. And remember, archers are the true counter to Janissaries now. Check this stat. They basically do double damage against Janissaries. Janissaries are already a lighter on the HP pool type of hand cannoneer. Great Bombard AoE range decreased a lot. Okay. So wait. Once again, we're going to bring it back to it. The armory sucks now is what I'm hearing. There we go. We sorted it. Chem on the way in now. He's going great bombards, right? Like, either that or Voldemar has forgotten that chemistry is not what you think it is anymore. What other unit text did he get? Nothing so far. Wait, I can't remember. Janissaries, they can't get the new tech, can they? They can't get the powder. I don't think so. I mean, chemistry only makes sense if he's going great bombards. That's the only logical reason. Wait, doesn't this make Ottomans really sad in the late game now? The Janissaries kind of suck. And we also have elite horse. Wait, oh sorry, elite archer. I thought it was horse for some reason in my brain. All right, we've got elite archer upgrades coming in. Streltsy have also been queued. Mahodo needs to make some room though. He's pop capped. Does it work for Reboldequins? That could be an interesting play. Yeah, look at that. Well played, chat. Reboldequins are on the way. Interesting. You are doing this against Streltsy, but in theory against Horsemen. And Men-at-Arms very good here, right? I mean, if you think about it, Reboldequins are kind of a natural replacement for Springolds, in a way. Right? They don't have the same range, right? They're much more limited. But this whole idea of being anti-melee, I'd say Reboldequins obviously do the role better. The challenge is going to be controlling the narrative at range so that you don't just lose them to the elite archers. And yes, chemistry only gives bonus damage now. Or buffs to bonus damage, rather. And there we go, great bombards. They are going to be queued up, so we gradually are going to find our ways into the toxic siege of the Ottomans. To find out if it's really, truly toxic, because this entire game so far has been Voldemar trying to justify Ottoman siege. And so far, I'd say failing. Chemistry one of the most useless university texts right now. Yeah, because it's only like bonus damage, right? So if you have 50 bonus damage, that means you get 12.5 extra damage while spending an arm and a leg to buy chemistry. It just doesn't feel good. And that... Wait, was that the Springalds? We're making room. And breaking towards the farms as well. Mahodo not wanting to fight that yet. Still waiting for the text. Biology, Boys Fortitude, both on the way. Ecotech upgrade also coming in. It's production on the west side, so he kind of needs to defend this area, right? Without the farm income, there is no late game. More minute arms are going to try to counter dive on the west. He knows where those farms are, right? So heading straight for it. No great bombard placement in here, unfortunately. So won't be able to play 10-pin roost. Nice little split to go after the farms in different locations. Mahodo, though, able to repel the forces from his side entirely. And what? Hold on a second. Is that new? I think it is. I've never seen this unit in the Ottomans on Season 9. Mezzo finally coming in at 30 minutes. It took a while. Wait. Okay, I thought we had... No, I was about to say, we could have trade, but wait. Could he really transport ship play deep? He could in theory, right? Looks like he's thinking about it. A few knights coming down, but he needs to get more out there. We have got gold gathering on the islands from Voldemar already. The weirdest of walls from Mahodo. Wait, this is especially weird because he has Spasskaya. Guys, he can build stone walls. Like, there's nothing to stop him from really walling this map. Great bombard in the meantime is going to be stopped itself. Nice little backstab, just enough horsemen to do so. We have got another great bombard on the way. So here you go, guys. This is a new great bombard. 656 bonus damage against buildings. 156 against infantry. You want to know what kills spears? This will kill spears. This will kill Streltsy as well. I actually think Great Bombards is a good answer against Streltsy in particular because it's a high-value unit in a small area. So not the worst of ideas. Flash is going to be coming in. Sipahi just front lining for the time being. The second wave of horsemen is coming through, though. Voldemar, it almost feels like he needs more full production. These Great Bombards are not safe this far ahead. The blue unit in the westernmost point. A very sad warrior monk. I don't know what he's doing here. He just got dropped off and never brought home. Looks like we have got some harassment out here, though. Check this. Lodge is switching to galley, so idle time being achieved. But Voldemar, he needs to get off of this island. He already harvested the gold. So right now, 32 idle eco. Yeah, he needs to shuffle across to the next one. You're going to want to be able to get these outposts up. Springalds are on the way. Extra transport ships are coming in too. Meanwhile, north side, Mahodo is trying to advance to the mangoes. Sipahi wasting a lot of time. They just need to do an A-click at this point. They're not getting around this. He's going to be able to start sniping the Great Bombard, but it only kills a mango down to half HP. Underwhelming damage with the base 70 there. Sipahi much better at doing it, and it looks like Mahodo is going to get reset again. Oh my god, this game is never going to end. So, here's the thing, guys. Mahodo doesn't GG with Roos on Skarsgård. We learned this the hard way last week. Even when it absolutely is over. This game is not over, so he definitely isn't GG. And Voldemar has decided to put on his lab coat, and he's pretty much just having a little bit of a science experiment here. He's trying to find a way that the Ottomans don't suck. And to do so, he is digging deeper and deeper into the late game, where Ottomans historically have been OP. They're not really looking OP right now. Another thing that's kind of insane, by the way, is not only do they nerf chemistry so that you don't have like a unique tech for these Janissaries. Janissaries compared to standard hand cannoneers have been nerfed further. Because in the most recent patch, for some bewildering reason, they gave hand cannoneers +3 damage for 35 to 38. So the difference is even bigger now. Yeah, look at this. The Streltsy, almost twice the time to attack, but I mean the damage, when you equate for ranged armor, Janissaries should be losing. However, Sipahi are still goated. Voldemort losing a bit of economy might have helped him here. Hold on a second. Mahodo, where's the army at? Gold income is not looking great. If he loses the Streltsy like this, he's going to hardly start to replace them. I mean, the crazy part is he has plenty of gold. He just isn't using it. He's going to have to pivot quickly here. Man just went down to 36 military. He's not producing more quick enough here. Didn't queue them up ahead of time, and oh no, he cleared the stone. I mean, in fairness, it's under a Spasskaya, so you're unlikely to want to dive there. They break the walls instead. And Voldemort, he's found the way, guys. And the way, it was simple after all. Don't build siege. After 35 minutes of building siege and being unable to break in, the answer was simply don't. And build mass melee instead. A few cavalry are going to ride towards the farms here. Janissary is more than willing to just trade out up against the Streltsy here. It's going to be forced to retreat in the end, though. More troops are on the way. Voldemar, the thing he's still missing is forward production. That would make this 10 times easier. Voldemar's still got plenty of gold to work with over here. In fact, Mahodo, because he's got all that gold left on the mainland, still hasn't gone for the islands yet. Yeah, the islands are making the difference, guys. The use of it for gold from Voldemar and the lack of it from Mahodo is worrying here. I mean, you've got a lot of passive income, right? With the high trade house, all the small hunting cabins. But it almost feels like when you make a mistake, like what happened in this fight in the mid, you don't have the reserves to immediately replace losses. I think that's kind of hurting Mahodo. Voldemar once again into the breach. Looks like he's going to punish him for finally gathering on that gold actively. This group of Sipahi are going to be able to ride in here. Men-at-Arms are going to distract the main army, so some damage being done to his economy. More horsemen being rallied to try and deal with this. But Sipahi will win that fight. They got rid of the extra 50% damage from range now on the archers and Camelot. Yeah, Creed, Proster, but even though you now need archers to counter the Janissaries the bonus damage, I still think in general, Streltsy hand cannoneers are a lot better off, right? It's also an extra 25 health on top of all the other stats we mentioned. And there's that tech we were talking about, Serpentine Powder coming in. Smart choice considering Voldemar keeps massing men-at-arms. But oh my god, the eco damage is starting to add up here. Mahodo, the farm's going idle now. Essentially half his income about to disappear. He's trying to hold on the ford. Tries to go for the rewall here. Streltsy front lining for him instead of the horseman though. It's going to force him back. Sipahi in men-at-arms in retreat. And we are legit just trying every single unit. Voldemar's like, okay, that didn't work. How about archers? Like, archers must work here, right? He's built spears, and I can outrange him so I can kill his Streltsy over time. It'll work. Oh my god, this game. Voldemar has 80 farms, 76 operational. It is the truest of meat grinders. I am growing concerned that Voldemar is eventually just going to run out of resources and we'll just see him chopping straggler trees on the islands. I actually think that's going to happen in this game. And I don't like that. Oh no. I mean, you'd think surely he just goes for Sacred Site, right? Like, that's the easy way here. Now, this could be interesting, though. He has got Silk Bowstrings coming in. That will give him the outrange against Streltsy. So, blobbing archers could be the way. When are we entering the 8 mango phase of the game? Never. Because one player didn't build a high armory and the other one didn't build the Imperial armory. No armory equal no mango. Voldemar trying to prove me wrong with his 800 gold income is going to be intriguing. Sipahi are going to be poking on this farms again, so more idle time there. And Mahodo not sitting on a big reserve. We finally have stone walls. Weirdest of places. post scroll for Vodi, though. You'd think, right? You'd think you'd want these sacred sites for the gold trickle, if nothing else. For a guy who's desperately running island to island gathering gold as well, it would make sense. But no, we ride on. Mahodo trying to just do some counter damage here on the farms on the back. I think actually this would do Voldemar a favor. He's sitting on 144 eco. He may be a little bit too boomed. Especially if he wants to press through. Like, you either build full production or you have less economy, more military, right? You have to do one of these two things, though. Otherwise, the meat grind is always going to keep halting on the very edge of breaking Mahodo's base. Mango hits on the back. It's not that impressive, though. I don't think we have the tech, right? Oh, okay, he does. Adjustment crossbars is in, but yeah, it's just he's shooting a mangonel into mass men-at-arms. Great if he hits the Janissaries, terrible if not. They are going to be approaching. Remember, we have got the Serpentine Powder, which means you erase this men-at-arms line so quickly. Archers aren't even targeting the right things. Yeah, Voldemar's micro requirement is so much higher than Mahodo's right now. Mahodo's kind of in an A-click state. Voldemar needs to make sure that the archers are targeting the spears, and the Janissaries are targeting the horsemen, and then the archers need to also then target the Streltsy, right? Whereas Mahodo is, me have gun, me click. And now Voldemar might be in a bit of a pickle. A lot of archers, great. But in terms of pop efficiency, right, Streltsy are going to feel better from that perspective. Needs to be able to win this fight. Pressure's coming in, though. The mangonels tracking back. Nice hit down to the archers. Can we still... Wait, what? The Horseman Raid is still going. Oh, my God. Not like this. Voldemar. He doesn't realize. How many farms have got operational now? He went from about close to 80 down to 54 operational. He still doesn't know. I mean, at some point, surely, no way do 3 Rus Horsemen win this game. No way. It's actually happening. He's pushing, he's distracted. The Horseman Raid on the backside is now going to distract him further. So all attention from Voldemar is on this fight. Now, the question is, does this do him a favor? It's not hopium, it's logic here, right? Like, so far, Voldemar's issues has been way too much economy, not enough military. He's now bulking that force. The issue is going to be if he loses too many farmers here, though. Continues to lose more. Voldemar, oh my God. What? He's still not reacting to this. 44 farmers. He sends a mango. Come on. You can't be serious. Mahodo, he's starting to swell up. I think we might have a game 3 on the horizon here. Streltsy match just too bloody big. The horsemen are still killing villages. Oh my... Voldemar, for the love of God! Alright, if Voldemar ever starts his own business, I would not be willing to be in his employ. Okay, if this is how he treats his workers, I'm reporting him to the local authorities. Finally! The army reacts after he loses what? 20? Maybe 25. Mahodo now taking control of that center mass. And wood may have just become a big problem for Voldemar. Where is he gathering? I don't think he has any, right? Yeah. Oh my God, he has Stealth Forest. And he has to put another TC to recover it. And there's the wood line. No! Mahodo. He's telling us, I hope you are glued ass in seat here because we are going nowhere. Put a game 3. It feels undeniable at this stage. Mahodo has 50 Streltsy, almost 20 more in reserve. 4 mangonels. Voldemar doesn't really even have the wood if he wanted to have that many mangonels. Horseman Raid coming on the back again. I feel like Voldemort has tried everything at this point. Like, guys, can anyone think of a unit that Voldemort... Ah, I know what Voldemort needs to try, guys. What a noob. He didn't try cavalry archers. There we go. We solved the problem. I feel like he's tried everything but cavalry archers in this game. Keep drop coming in. Voldemar's like, never again. I mean, mate, there might not be enough this game left for you to worry about never again. Ah, my mistake. He didn't try siege towers. Also, mass rams. Mass rams would have been sick, guys. Streltsy hit rams for 1 damage. We figured it out. The shove coming in. I mean, you need to answer these mangoes. He's got his own warps coming through. He's got the siege crews as well. However, the counter mango play, he just targets the back line. And yeah, he doesn't have the tech. No adjustable crossbars here. No hope. Horsemen get in. This is gonna go to a game 3. What an absurd meat grinder. Mahodo and his Rus on Skarsgård is a scary force to be reckoned with. So what did we learn today, Ottoman mains? Keep looking for the build, I guess. We tried some things here today. It was fun. That's all I got to say. Pax Ottoman are not really able to lead the way to victory here. Oh, another poke coming in. I think at this stage Voldemar just processing the loss. Like right now he's probably breaking his keyboard going, I just don't get it. What was I meant to do here? He's going to be looking past the last, last 50 minutes going, all of this, don't do any of this. Don't know where that really leaves you with Ottomans. Bit of a question mark Civ, man. Either that, or you can maybe argue the other way that it's just Rus is too good in the late game. There's Streltsy compared to Janissary. Pristine. That Mangonels plays, even without high armory, proving to be worthwhile. That passive gold trickle, just a real lifeline. I mean, this is absurd. Like, can we just talk about this for a second? He hasn't got anyone on gold, and he has almost 1,500 gold income a minute. The high trade houses, the hunting cabins, it's all adding up. That's ludicrous. I think there might have been a temporary inflation. Surely. Rus math don't lie. 1,000 plus gold. 3 relics, 1 sacred site, sure, but like the numbers still don't make sense in my brain. It's absurd. Yeah, Rus passive gold definitely needs to get nerfed. The issue with Rus passive gold you need to realize, guys, is you never used to see these absurd numbers because you wouldn't usually get tier 3. If you got tier 3 bounty, it's because your opponent screwed up. Now, you always get tier 3 bounty eventually. It looks like there might have been some active gathering. So, still, 750 gold, man. More than enough to keep him trucking here, right? No, I think tier 3 probably needs to be adjusted. Tier 1 and 2 bounty is fine, but tier 3, the problem with tier 3 is it comes in too quickly. And well, it's not even that, it's guaranteed. It was so hard to achieve with the old bounty system, but now it's everywhere. Well, Voldemar making his last stand here. Starting to lose the military schools. Starting to make his last stand. A forced retreat at this point is pretty much a concession of the game. And that means we are going to be going to a game 3 between these two on Kalaga. Let me know what you think we're going to see. What civs do you think are going to be coming out in that final game? And also, let me know what you think the Ottomans need. Do you think something about the Rus needs to be nerfed, or is it just Ottomans need some sort of injection of power? I can't believe the late game just looks this underwhelming, but I don't really know what the S tier is outside of Sipahi now. Sipahi's like the one thing in the late game for them, really. I'm going to speed this up. Outcome. Just too obvious at the stage. So game 2 to Mahodo. His Rus continue to be a scourge upon all in the midweek musters. I'll see you in the next one.